Welcome, everyone. My name is Adeolu Akinyemi. I'd like to share with us something very interesting. The title of today's discussion is Why Bitcoin Needs to Be in Your 2021 Financial Plan. Why you need to have Bitcoin in your 2021 financial plan. I'm sure there's a lot of noise you're hearing, there's a lot of news that's going on. And for many of us, we don't even understand how do I begin to engage this? What exactly is going on here? In the next few minutes, I want to share with you very quickly what this is all about. So why Bitcoin? Why Bitcoin needs to be in your 2021 financial plan? Why do you need to get involved in this journey? And I'd like to, basically have a conversation with us and just share this conversation style. So I have a few things in the picture above, and I'd like you to answer me. I have 8 items there, and not all the 8 items will apply to you. Some of them will, and some of them won't apply to you. But I want to ask you, is there anything on this list that resonates with you? Do you want to give your children great education? Do you want to build a banking house for your family? Do you want vacation every year outside your country? Would you like to retire early to passive income? Some people are saying it's not early anymore. Well, yeah, it's early if it's early from now. Would you like to make a difference and help people succeed? Would you like to give your loved one great gifts? Want to give your loved one very good gifts? Do you want to have resources and the health to enjoy it? Do you want to exit the boring and pursue your dreams? Now, there are 8 items on this list. If you would like to achieve 8/8, type in that chat box 8/8. If you see 7 that you like there, say 7/8. If it's only 5 of them that resonate with you, type 5/8. And if only one resonates with you, type 1/8. And if none of this, resonates with you, you can comfortably write in that chat box 0/8. Okay, I am seeing 8/8, 8/8, 8/8, 8/8. Somebody there has 5/8. Somebody has 8/8. 8/8 all the way. Some people are messaging me directly to panelists. Some are messaging to all. Somebody says 7/8. Good. So some people don't have children yet, so I understand why it can be 7/8. But these are things that we all will averagely like to do. So I can see lots of 8/8. If you want to get a message across to me alone, write it to panelists. If you want it to everybody, click panelists and attendees. That will get to everybody. Okay, good. So I can see the different things that people want to achieve here. People want to vacation outside the country, build banking house for their family, give their children a good education, make a difference, help people succeed. Even if it is 1/8, these are the things that are within the realms of our desires. Okay, good. So the question I want to ask you today is, do you know the cost of your dreams? Do you know the cost of these things that you wish for, these things that you want to have? Do you know the cost of them? Have you ever taken time out to ask yourself, what is the cost of my dream? What will I need to put together to achieve my dreams? How much will I need to achieve my dreams? And, if we're going to be realistic, it means we want to have a goal and we want to be deliberate about pursuing our goals. That's what it means to be realistic. It means I need to be able to draw a plan and say, this is how I hope to achieve it. Okay. This is what I will do to achieve it. These are the steps I will take to ensure that all these things that I dream about and I wish for can be my reality. And ladies and gentlemen, today, what I want to just do with us very quickly is a reality check. Okay. If you are sending your children to school locally in Nigeria, for example, you will need about $30,000 per child. This is assuming that it will cost you 3 million naira to put them in higher institution, pay for their hostels, pay for their feeding. It's going to cost you more than that. But I'm using the worst case scenario, basic minimum, good school. It will cost you 3 million naira per annum, 120 million naira, sorry, 12 million naira for 4 years. If you were able to manage to achieve that feat, that's $30,000 per child. If you have 2 children, 60,000. If you have 3 children, 90,000. If you have 4 children, $120,000. It will cost you more than that. Many people would love to be able to send their children to school abroad, to prestigious universities like Cornell University, like Yale, like Oxford, like Harvard, like MIT. Want to do those fantastic things. Our children, when you ask them which university do you want to go to, they mention some of these glamorous names. Internationally, per child, it will cost you about $160,000. That is at $40,000 per annum. Okay, this is the great education you want to give your family. This is what it costs. You want to build a banging house. So you want a house that is beautiful, a house that is tastefully finished, well furnished, solid house in a solid location. It will cost you roughly about $200,000 to build. So please note, children education about $106,000. You want to build a banging house that's about $200,000. You can begin to rack up the number. I'm sure I get it about $400,000. Now that's just the first 2 items on the list of 8. Now, if you increase that further, and this is what gives people worries. Okay, what gives people worries is I don't know how I can connect between where I am and where I would like to be. Do you have a plan? Where are you? Where are you going? And how do you intend to reach there? Now, remember, I want to share something very interesting with you, but I'm laying this foundation because, I tell people, if you don't know why you want to do something, then you will do it wrongly. You won't do it properly. You will make mistakes doing it. You may not achieve the best doing it. So I like you to understand why we're doing what we're doing so that this is already clear. So what's your plan? Okay. And I tell you, a goal without a plan is a wish. Any goal you have that doesn't have a clear plan of how you want to achieve it is just a mere wish. So what you want to do is you want to stop wishing and start planning. Okay. Can you type there in that box? Somebody, type it to somebody here in this room. Over 70 of us currently in this room. Type it to somebody in the room and say, stop wishing, start planning. Stop wishing, start planning. And that's the action word here to say, if I want to do these amazing things and I don't have a plan, I am merely wishing. If I tell myself in my salary job that I'm doing where I'm earning 300,000 naira per month or 500,000 naira per month or even a million naira per month is what I'm going to get the resources to do this from, I'm kidding myself. Because even if I was saving my entire salary of a million naira, if I'm earning that well, if I'm saving it on a monthly basis, how long will I need to save it before I can get to 12 million? 1 year. If I save it for 5 years, I will have gotten to how much? I'll have gotten to 60 million. Is that enough to do the things that you really want to do? No. So it's not enough. So you need to stop pushing and start planning. And that's what this meeting is about today. How can we start planning? Now, what do I need to be able to achieve the things I want to achieve? My ultimate goal in life is to become financially free. I want to exist in a reality where I'm earning sufficient passive income that can take care of my living expenses. And I'll explain what that means to you very quickly. Um, Everybody is building financially towards an objective. I want to increase my passive income. My passive income is the income I earn without working. My passive income is my rental income. My passive income is my dividend from shares. My passive income is my director's bonus. My passive income is royalties from intellectual property. My passive income is commissions from teams I built that I don't even know. All of us want to earn in the destination number 9, step 9, where we are earning more passive income than we can ever spend. We're spending more, we're earning multiples of it. And if I'm doing that, then I'm financially free. But guess what? How do I get forward in my journey to financial freedom? There are 9 steps. And I'd like you to look at these steps very carefully. Today's an introductory meeting. We're going to be doing this regularly. Every Tuesday, there will be different shades of this to basically arm people, educate people, enlighten people about why they need to be involved in various opportunities, what opportunities really is all about. So in these 9 steps, you'll see that step 1 is about step 1 to 3 is about trying to ensure that your income exceeds your expense. So at the level of your life, what you are worried about is that you're breaking even on a monthly basis. If you're a business owner, you want to ensure that you are making more money than you're spending. And it takes a while to get to that state where your income exceeds your expense and there's a balance left over. At stage 1, your key priority is, can I make more money? Can I make money? Okay, by the time you get from step 4 to step 6, you are talking about, how do I gain capital? Ladies and gentlemen, how do I gain capital? How does my savings of 1 million naira multiply into 50 million naira? How does my savings of 500,000 naira become 2 million naira? Level 4 to 6, I am not thinking about how to make, I am thinking about how to manage and multiply. How can I grow? How can I grow the resources I have to be able to take on bigger deals? So what I'm thinking here is, how do I do capital gain? So I have my income and my expenses, I create cash flow. That cash flow, I need to add it together, find a way to create assets with it, assets that have the capacity to gain in value, so that when I sell them back into cash, I'm able to pick up bigger assets. I sell them back into cash, I'm able to pick up bigger assets, and then I can go for passive income. And then for my passive income, that my asset, I can take it back into asset again, go for more capital gains. I need capital gains. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening to me today, high probability you are either in stage 1 or stage 2. Stage 2 is where you're earning passive income and you are navigating how to make your passive income grow to exceed your living expense. The key place that will make all of that happen is capital gains. Okay, it's capital gains. You need to gain capital. Now, how do I gain capital? How do I ensure that what I am saving has the capability to grow? How do I ensure that what I'm saving it in a place where it grows? So savings is not what I want. Okay. If I save, the bank will give me maybe 1% interest, maybe a small value. I need to gain capital. I need for my capital to gain value. I need for my capital to increase. Ladies and gentlemen, what are the options that we have? So today I want to show you a new asset class, but I want to show you the options that you have so that you can think about it and know, okay, this is what I want to do to build my capital base. What options do we have? Okay, we have the options of property. I can buy property, and then property in choice area that gets value added over time because it's close to where government development is happening, and then I can flip it and I can make more money. Okay, I can take the property that I bought, I can sell it, and I can gain value from selling that property and have more capital to do business with. I can have more capital to do things with. Okay, so you have property. You also have land, and I think it's important that I add this here as well. You have land, and land is not land. There's some lands I bought 10 years ago. They are still the same value today because they are not in choice areas. They are not, there's no development happening around the area. There's nothing increasing the value of that land. So I bought it and it stays that way as well. So I have properties, I have land, and then another thing I can do capital gains with is stocks. I can buy shares at 1 naira. It is not going to, it's not, this way is not passive income. This way is about capital gains. I can buy share at 1 naira and watch the share go to 7 naira. And because I bought 1 million units, I now have 7 million naira. What have I done? I have grown my capital. It's a capital gains transaction. I am trying to gain capital. I buy gold when it is low and it is high. I am able to sell. I am doing capital gains. I can buy futures. I can buy commodities, and there's a plethora of learning on each of these segments of what I can do to gain capital. I can do business. Okay, I can pour myself into a business, start my business with 50,000 naira, 100,000 naira, grow it and grow it and grow it. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to build my capital so that I can achieve the possibility of buying more assets. Now, another thing I can do that has become available in the last that's come available in the last 12 years, yeah, roughly 12 years this year, is a new asset class that is being led by a cryptocurrency called Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is an asset class. It's an interesting asset class that is decentralized, that does not have the regular censorship of banks and governments. Is a bit, it doesn't have the control of private entities and human beings, but essentially, operates in a framework where I can, basically peer-to-peer regulatory kind of systems. It's a trustless system. It's operates on the blockchain where value can be exchanged the same way we transact texts via the various medium we exchange text. You can basically exchange value and have your value paid for. And then, of course, from the Bitcoin layer, it begins to go into the space of smart contracts and the rest of them. In a nutshell, today, the conversation is around we have a new asset class, and this new asset class has had a trend in the last 12 years. And I'd like you to look at that trend as a way to take a few observations and decide what do you think is the best thing to do when something is behaving this way. So very quickly, I'd like to show you what this little graph looks like. So there's a little graph here that says, you know what, um, over the course of the last what uh, 11 years. So 2010, there's a valuation for Bitcoin in 2010. There's a valuation for Bitcoin in 2011. There's a valuation for Bitcoin in 2012, 2013, 2014, and thereabouts. And these are the prices we have seen in the course of these years. Now, by looking at this table, I can help you draw a few inferences, and I'll draw them very quickly. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not only Bitcoin that exists within this space called cryptocurrency. There are thousands of them actually. Every day there's one joining on the other. I got a little excited 3 years ago. I'm plunged whole. I plunged with my whole body, and I left only a little skin out in the world of ICOs. And I'll tell you a little about that in subsequent trainings, why ICOs are good, why they are bad, what you need to watch out for, what I've learned from my failures in the ICOs and my successes there as well. What I've learned, in 2017, 2018, I actually traveled to the US, to the UK, to Dubai, attended blockchain conferences, met with leaders, met with company heads, met with CEOs, engaged here and there to delve into the world of ICOs. But today I'm looking at very interesting, and I'm seeing, look, these are the things we need to pay attention to. These are the real inferences to draw from these numbers. What does this mean? What this means, for example, is if you and I had $1,000 and we bought Bitcoin in the year 2010, if we knew about Bitcoin in 2010 and had $1,000, uh, we will have gotten quite a number of Bitcoins. And if I want to just be modest, I'll have said we'll have gotten 10,000 Bitcoins. Okay, for $1,000, we will have gotten 10,000 Bitcoins. Okay, in 2010. Now, those 10,000 Bitcoins that we'll have gotten in 2010, today, the 10,000 of them will be worth about $300 million. Okay, that is preposterous. It doesn't make any sense. It is huge. It is crazy. But those are the kind of returns that you find within this space. Now, the reality is, if you look at the bills you need to pay, if you look at the things that are waiting for you in the future, you will know that the normal, regular, I do my work and I earn and I survive from month to month is not going to create the kind of value you need to do those things with. You need capital gains. Now, I'd like you to look at this table. So this table shows you year on year. 2010, the number was bad. 2011, it looked like it was better. But what this doesn't show is that somewhere in between 2010 and 2011, there were a lot of ups and downs that even probably went lower than 0.09. Somewhere in 2012, the value got to $5.27. What it doesn't show is that there's a lot of up and down before it gets to that value that, people have felt, I'm losing my money, and then they come up again. It's a sign of really basically just goes up and down. And then 2013 is growing. Now imagine, I have people in this room who got to hear about Bitcoin in 2013. So they bought at $13 and all they had with them at that time was $1,000 as well. They will have bought what? About 70 Bitcoins. Okay. And they'll have bought about 70, 75 Bitcoins. And with the 70, 75 Bitcoins today, they'll be worth what? 70 times. They've worth over a million. They worth over $2 million today. Okay. From $1,000 that they held in 2013. And then 2014, it went up. And I look at the very interesting thing in 2014. 2014, it went on to $770. 2015, it went to $313. And I'm sure anybody who witnessed it go to 700 and watch it come down to 313 will have felt this is surely the end. Okay, this is bad. People will have sold because the value is going up and it's coming down. They will have sold their value and felt, you know what, let me not waste time with this thing. And the temptation for doing this is very high. I will tell you a little of my personal story. I'll tell you what I've seen in the industry, what I've seen in the space, and I'll tell you what I think is a beautiful thing that you can do today. 2016, it didn't go as high as 2014. 2017, it went higher. And then 2018, the year that I got involved, the year that I put my head into it, the noise was loud. FOMO was deep. FOMO is fear of missing out. The noise was the pace, the pitch was rising and rising. 2017, I got involved in making some investments in some tokens. I did Verge. I watched it multiply by 4 in less than 2 weeks. I'm like, what's going on here? I put in a little money and I'm like, this is crazy. I decided to do more, decided to pump in, do a lot of whatever. And between 2017 and 2018, we just saw the value keep on rising, kept on rising. A lot of noise, a lot of excitement, kept on putting money in, kept on going with the flow, and it was building. At some point in 2018, I had made good money. I'd had my resources increase. I had good value coming in. And guess what? In 2018, it went as high as 13,000. It actually went as high as $20,000. So these numbers are like average prices within those seasons. 2018 actually got about, it got to a climax somewhere around $20,000, and then it began to plunge. And as it plunged, it plunged, it plunged, it plunged, it plunged. And 2018 was low at the end. 2019 started off at that low. And many people who held Bitcoins probably, if they didn't understand the strategy and didn't have what the clear plan on what this is about and how much of their resources or their monies they should have put in it, they will have gotten themselves to a place where they will have sold what they had. I remember going for a meeting in Dubai where I met a certain young man that I took pictures with. And what was spectacular about this person that I took pictures with, everybody seemed to know him. He was a popular guy in China. And what was special about him was that he had 7,000 Bitcoins. And they said, that guy has 7,000 Bitcoins, and I went, I took a picture with him and a few of his friends. And I said, it'd be good to have you on my, phone to say, I met a guy who has 7,000 Bitcoins. Now, these were times where, people who understood the strategy were holding. They call them hodlers, HODL, hold on for dear life. And of course, people who were panicking, who were putting money that didn't belong to them, who were putting money that they couldn't really stay in the markets with, lost confidence, sold at low values, made losses, and it was bad. But guess what? The strategy here is this. If you look over through the years, one trend is sure. That trend is that it's gaining in value compared to 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, which is just about 10, 11 years ago. The difference that has been made is huge. And if you look at this table, 2019 was a terrible year as well. They averaged about $3,869. But guess what? 2020, towards the end of 2020 was even a low year as well. So for the beginning of 2020, it was $3,000. Somewhere it got to 6,000, and then towards the end of the year, the momentum began to build. What can we see from here? What we can see from here is this is gaining capital hugely. There are people who had $1,000 11 years ago, who kept faith, who kept it there, who kept their resources there, who have achieved phenomenal things already today by the portfolio they control, which has gone up and gone down, but today it's at a higher place than it has ever been. Talk about the Winklevoss twins, who have a stash of bitcoins that is, and what I wonder is how come they've not sold all these years. One of the first few people who had a transaction with Bitcoin, spent 10,000 bitcoins to buy pizza. That's one of the, they need to take their picture and glaze it somewhere to say, how can somebody, spend 10,000 bitcoin to buy pizza? But those are the first transactions that kicked off this very interesting protocol and a new asset class. Ladies and gentlemen, what is clear from here is, I probably need to keep assets, a category of assets with funds that I do not need, very regularly within this space. And what usually happens with many people, and this is the conversation that I find many people in, and I have people in this group who have buzzed me privately and said, CM, come and teach me how to trade. Come and teach me how to trade. I want to learn how to trade. This thing is exciting. I'll sell when it's high. I'll buy when it's low. I'll sell when it's high. I'll buy when it's low. And ladies and gentlemen, I trade. I've traded before. I spent time trading. Trading is time consuming, is mind share consuming, and it is not always guaranteed. You will make mistakes. You will realize that somebody who is not trading at all is probably making more money than you if they are doing what I'm about to recommend to you shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, I know there's can I buy if I bought it at 3,000? Just this last year, within the last 12 months, there was a time within the last 12 months where it was less than $4,000. Today, it is $30,000. It means if I had a million naira there today, I should have 8 million naira there. Okay, the same amount of money. And if I put money that is for my business there, then I will panic and I will sell when it's low. If I put money for the future there, that is for investment purposes and it's for long-term capital gains purposes, then I will not fret. I will just know that I have a security, the same way I have a house, I have a security that I can always turn into the banks to use, to get cash whenever I need it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what this is about. It's about how do I build my portfolio class in such a way that I'm able to play in this place without distracting myself from my normal daily grind. How can I leverage and enjoy the benefits and the possibilities that exist within this space without losing ground? People want to learn how to trade. Trading, I've traded before and I've made money from trading. I've lost money in trading. I've tried up and down. I've bought low and seen it go high and be excited. And then I see it coming down and I quickly sell and make a little profit here and there. But I'll show you a better way. I want to show you a better way today to say, you know what, you want to play in this field. You want to ensure that you are guaranteed success averagely every time you play. There's something you need to do. And if you are excited and you want me to share what that thing is about today, I'd like you to put in that chat box. I like to see the chat box moving and our hands moving. I know that we're around. We're currently over 95 in the room. So I like to see that chat box writing. You want to hear what is this better way that has taken me 3 years to learn and a lot of money lost. I like you to type in that chat box, yes. Somebody says can't wait. I like to type yes, 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 yes. I want to see yes flowing down the chain. Good. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, great. So I'm going to show you what that is in a very nutshell. What it is called dollar cost averaging, DCA. DCA is the solution to this challenge. DCA, dollar cost averaging. And I'd like to share this with you because many people don't know this. Many people are running around it trying to do it by themselves. That's not the way. Okay, a time-tested strategy to ensure that you can always hedge against the ups and downs and ups within the Bitcoin and general cryptocurrency market space is by learning how to do dollar cost averaging. What is dollar cost averaging? Dollar cost averaging very simply is, rather than trading, rather than, I hear Bitcoin is $30,000, and the normal propensity, let me show you my face so you can see me clearly. The normal propensity of people when they hear Bitcoin is $33,000 is, they heard it was 26, they heard it was 28, they heard it was 29, they heard it was 30. They were like, no, I won't do, no, I won't do, no, I won't be involved, no, I won't get involved. And then 30, and then they hear it's going to $400,000. Like, really? You will still get $400,000? Let me buy. And then they go in and they take all they have, and then they go in, and then a week later, they see that from 35, which it got to, it begins to come to 33, they say no, it will still rise. It goes 32, it will still rise. 31, it will still rise. 30, it will still rise. 27, it will still rise. And then they lose hope. They say, look, this is a bad idea. I never should have gotten involved in this. This is bad. And then they run away for it for a long time. In my language, there's a saying that I have come to learn and get used to. It says, when you ride a horse and the horse slams you on the ground, you have two options. One, you climb the horse again and ride it before you get, too shy or too afraid to ever try, or you give up and you're likely not to ride horses again. My own positioning is you climb the horse and you ride it again. But you ride it again now with strategy. You ride it again with wisdom. You ride it again properly. Somebody's saying exactly what happened to me. Yeah. So we ride it and then we crash and then we say, you know what? I'm going to run away from this. Now there's a better way. There's a better way, and I'll show you that better way, because that better way is dollar cost averaging. How does dollar cost averaging work? What exactly is dollar cost averaging all about, and how does it work? I'm going to show you very quickly how dollar cost averaging works and how you can use dollar cost averaging in this new year. Now, so just join me very quickly. I'll be sharing with you. I'll share my screen with you so that I can see what dollar cost averaging is. I want to show you. I want to demonstrate this to you live. Now, on the platform of Bitnob, we have something we call a DC averaging calculator. Dollar cost averaging essentially says you can always win and have positive return on investment over a long period of time in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space by buying daily, by buying weekly, by setting up a weekly, monthly, or daily plan for buying, so that what you buy when it goes up, you buy when it goes down, you buy when it goes up, you buy when it goes down. If you keep on buying this way, you will have taken a bet against the market that always positions you in a good place. So even if you don't know how to trade, you will achieve better than most traders. Listen to me, you will achieve better than most traders by dollar cost averaging. I'm going to show you an example so that I can see this very clearly. So let's say, for example, I am Olufumi Oyelami. So Olufumi Oyelami, I use as an example. Olufumi Oyelami got to hear about Bitcoin, let's say in 2017. So I'm going to change this date, and I'm saying 2017 was when she heard about Bitcoin, and she decided to participate. So let's go for, let's say she heard about it 2017. I want to see if I can change the date to 2017. And let me go back in time. So 2017, she heard about it in July. And she told herself, you know what, I'm going to be doing $100 on a monthly basis. So interval is monthly. And if she's doing $100 monthly, and let's say she did it all the way to 2020. So let's say to 2020, December, she's doing this monthly. It's not every week, it's not every day, she's doing it monthly. And then we can come here and calculate and say, what would our portfolio be? What will have become a reality? What will she be enjoying if she had done that kind of thing? Okay. Now, so she's doing $100, and she's playing out now. Interestingly, it will give you various realities at different times. So this is in this period of time, she would have been able to invest over this period of time roughly about at $100 per time, $100 per time, she would have invested over a space of 3 years. Let's use a more reasonable timelines to play with, so that we can see what that looks like. Let me play with a time that is contained so that it's not very long. We can see interesting value there. Sorry, I was doing my light sources here. So let's say we play with, let's use a time span that is not too long, July to July, yeah? Okay, now what happens is, in the time when the market is bad, and I've been doing DCA. What DCA does to me is, now if somebody puts in lump, and I'll show you, if somebody puts in a lump sum amount in a previous time, and it was a bad time, he puts in a lump sum in a bad time, then that person will every time enjoy better value on the long haul. So, for example, on this table here, you see that guy who puts in the lump value of his total investment in at once, lump total value of the investment is at roughly, what he will have invested is roughly about $1,561 is what he puts in. Okay. Now, the person that put in 1,561, sorry, the person that put in $100 per month for 1 year will have put in $1,200. So the person who did this, for example, will have put in $1,200. That's how much he'll have put in if you put in $100 every month for that space of time. Now, the person who did the CDC averaging at that time, because the value of Bitcoin at that time was low, that person will now have 1,900. So the person will have gained 400%. Now, because it's a good season, and because at the other end of the value of Bitcoin had gone higher, somebody who puts all the money in at once will have enjoyed this high, and the money will have come back to a low of about $4,000. That's somebody who invested in a normal market trend where the market was good. So the market was good. The person who put in the money in lump sum will enjoy it over the long haul. Now let's look for when the market was bad. So markets experienced a reversal somewhere around 2018. So we'll go to 2018, where the market didn't do as exciting. Market turned around in 2018. So let's say around March, and so this person from March, and then this person kept the money there. We'll compare somebody who did lump sum at this time and somebody who went all the way from March to March as well. And let's say March 38th of the next year and calculate. Okay, so in this time, the market had sort of a negative trend. In the space where the market had a negative trend, putting all your money in at the height of the market, you will find out that over time, it will not put you in a good place. Now, what dollar cost averaging does for you is, dollar cost averaging ensures that you are buying, when it is 10,000, you buy a little. When it's 11, you buy a little. When it's 12, you buy a little. What is it doing? Of course, because you are going with the market, you'll find that you have made gains. The gains will not be as wild if the market goes good as somebody who lumped in a lot of money into it. But guess what? The market will always be good for you, even if the market went south, because whether it was going up or it was going south, you kept on gaining value from the market because you are dollar cost averaging. Some of the best investors in the world have said dollar cost averaging is your best alternative to day trading. If you don't have the time to sit at it and be trading on a daily basis, then you want to get involved in dollar cost averaging. So you see what I have here. The guy who puts in all his money in 2018 and locked all the money there. So this person at 2018 is putting $100 every month. It means that, he probably, and we're looking at 13 months, he will have done 1,320. Today, that person will have $600. So the person who puts his lump sum in 2018, today in Bitcoin, at the end of February, at March, the same next year, he will have had $600. The money will have looked like, my money is bad, it has returned bad value. But the person who was putting the $100 every month, at the end of this time, will have done over $800, will have done about $8,996 from putting $100 in regularly. The person will have a higher value than the person who lumped it together at once. Now, the beautiful thing for this is, now these are short periods of time. If we stretch it and we say on the long run, so let's go back in time, and I want to show this very quickly and say, you know what, this guy started Bitcoin early in the early days. He saw the good advantage. He saw what was possible. So let's say it started 2015. Okay. Now, of course, reality is the person who dumps a lot of money in at the beginning of this time will always enjoy good value now, because at that time it was in hundreds of dollars. Okay. So if you are willing to hold for the long haul, it will pay you. But the beauty of dollar cost averaging is you don't have the market panic. Okay, you don't have the market panic of it's going high, it's going low, which always makes people fear and dump. Okay, somebody was telling me that if I knew about this three years ago, I'd have been rich now. I said no. If you knew about this three years ago and you don't understand how to manage money and how to build asset classes, you will be in debt. I said how, and I gave him a few examples of people who are in debt today because they came on board, they went with everything that they had, and then the market began to correct, and they had jittery fingers. They could not control their jittery fingers. They sold literally at a loss, and because they sold at a loss, they are afraid to go back into the market again. So dollar averaging may not always give you a lot of money at once, okay, but over a long period of time, you realize that it pays you to have averaged and to keep on building. And the beautiful thing as well is you can see exactly what's going on as it's going on. Now I'm going to show you something. And this is what I do. This is what I've learned to do over the course of the last few months. This is something I've become involved in. So I like to, let me see if I can get you to see my phone so that you can see how this plays directly. And then I can share this with you. I trust. Okay. It wants to show you my phone. Is asking me if I trust it. I've said that I trust it. So let's see how that works. So, but let me, let me just key you in on this. So we have something exciting. Let me share my phone. I hope you can see it. Good. You can see my phone. If you can see my phone, say yes. Okay. And I think I know the answer. Okay, great. So let me go here. I have here Bitnob. And because I entered it earlier, and sorry, I'm going to show you, forgive that you can see my numbers. So here is what the account looks like. So here, this is Bitnob. And Bitnob, what Bitnob does is Bitnob allows you to do dollar cost averaging. Of course, in every time you invest in a bullish market, even if you just bought and kept there, it will grow in value. Okay. And this is not a lot of money. This is money that I've put in, small amounts of money, $10 per week, $100 per month. And this is only like 6 months. And I did this to say, look, let me test this out. I'm not doing this with money I'm using to do my business. I'm doing this with money that I can forget. Okay. Money I can keep aside for the future and say, okay, in the future, it's going to create value for me. So here, what Bitnob allows you to do, Bitnob allows you to come on board the system, sign up. And when you sign up to the system, you can create a plan. So what I did was I came on board and I clicked create a plan. And it says choose your plan. And in that plan, I can choose and say, I want a Bitcoin savings plan or I want a US dollar plan. Now, the beautiful thing with people in Nigeria is the mere fact that I'm changing my Naira to dollars over the last 6 months has allowed me to start saving when dollar was 381, when it was 420, when it was 450, when it's 460, when it's 470, till now that's close to 500. So the fact that I'm even converting my money to dollars from my Naira account is already doing me good value. So I click Bitcoin savings and I put here a name. You need to name your plan and say, okay, what I want to do with my plan today has a name. And let's say, for example, the name of my plan is children's school fees. And these are plans that make sense in Nigeria. Children's school fees. Let's say this is the plan I want to fill. If there's anybody else who resonates with this plan, you can say, yes, I know that plan. So children's school fees. Okay, I want to have a plan for my children's school fees. So I click next. It says name cannot exceed 16 characters. So I'll go to children. I'll go to children. I put school, and then I put fees. And then I click next. Am I more than 16 characters? I shrink it further. Click next. And then good, it goes. How much do I want to put into my children's school fees? Maybe I'm a daily trader. Maybe I work daily, I earn daily, and I want to put something aside. Or maybe I earn monthly, I want to put something aside. So let's say, for example, $50 roughly is about 25,000 naira. So I can say, you know what? I want to do $50 on a monthly basis. So I don't want to do it every day. I can choose week, I can choose month. I choose month. So I want to do $50 on a monthly basis. I click next. And then it says, how long will you like to save for? So it's asking me, how long do I want to save for? Do I want to save for 3 months? Do I want to save for 6 months? Do I want to save for 12 months? It's loading my internet. I'm using many things for it at the same time. So it says, what do I want to do? I need to set my lockup period. So instead of my lockup period, it says withdraw from the plan before the maturity days will attract a penalty. Why is that there? That is there to ensure that there's discipline. Many people see value going up, value going low. They want to quickly stop it and all those kind of things. This basically helps you add a layer of discipline that ensures that you can stay there. Of course, it's not robbing your essential capital. This is something that takes value from your interest. Let me see if my internet is good. So I choose, I want to do this for 12 months. Okay. 12 months, $50 per month for 12 months will mean that I will have saved $600. Okay. But with Bitcoin, I probably will have saved more. It says, when do you want to start? Do I want to start in January 05? Or do I want to start? Do I want to start today or do I want to start later? I want to start at the end of the month. When the money will be in my account. I click OK. It says proceed to payment. I click proceed to payment. My cards are here. Sorry, don't look at my card too much. My cards are here. I choose a card I want to use. And as soon as I choose the card I want to use this card, it takes me to the card. It shows me how much, my 12 months plan. It is. Once I click start the plan, I've already linked my cards. I had linked my cards to this. Once I click link my cards, it's done. You can see the notification. It says, well done. Okay, well done, Diolu. You have successfully entered this plan. And I'm in the plan. I don't need to worry about this anymore. At the 31st of every month, Bitnob will take money from my account, convert it to dollars, put it as Bitcoin, and save it for me. Every month, it will take it in dollars, take it in Naira, convert it to dollars, buy Bitcoin with it, and keep it in my wallet. And then I can come back home. Now, this is what I have done over the course of the last few months in this particular account. And it shows I've invested $930, $10 at a time, $50 at a time, $100 in a month. And then what? Because Bitcoin value has changed over time, what I have now in this account is $2,537. Okay, meaning I have more than doubled the amount that I have been able to save gradually. It is happening like this because the market is bullish. In a bearish market, I will find it averaging up gradually, but because I'm playing a long-term game, I'm doing it for the dreams, then I can afford to do a little. The beautiful thing is, many people don't know that you can buy $1 Bitcoin. You can do $1 a day. So I have some plans that did $1 a day. I have some plans that did. So if I come here to say see my transactions, okay. If I come and see my transactions, I can see, when I was doing $10 building plan, I was doing $10. At that time, the cost price of Bitcoin was $13,000. October 26, 2020. My recurring Bitcoin purchase was, $10. I think I was doing it per week, and then it built until we finished that transaction, and then the money is there. I have when I did, different amounts for different things. So $10 for this. I had a recurring Bitcoin purchase for different things. So I have the plans there. And then of course I can refer people, and this is also very exciting. This is something I think you need to pay attention to as well, because guess what? We're in this meeting today. It's opened up to a few of the people that I invited to come for this meeting to say, what, you can refer and earn points. You're not earning money, so that earning points, but those points can be converted into money, into value in the future. And this is opened up for everyone who is coming on board now to say, what, once you get on board, you have a code. You can't enter without a code. Somebody needs to refer you. And so if you're coming in today, you have my own referral code there. You can copy it. Okay. Copy the code. And once you copy the code, you use the code to start up, and then you share your code with others as well. If you share with somebody, you get 5 points. The person who you shared it with will get 5 points as well. And those points begin to accumulate into something that Bitnob will announce in the days to come to say, this is how you can enjoy this. This is how you can use it for more value. This is what you can do with this. So the codes are live. You can use the codes. You have the plans here on the page of the plans. I have children's school fees. I have habits plan. I have school fees. I have house rents. I have building plan. I have travel plan. There's a daily plan. There's monthly plan. There's weekly plan. All those plans are there. You can make them in investments and watch them grow. I can have my wallet here. In my wallet, I have a USD wallet. I also have a BTC wallet. So in my BTC wallet, there's money in my wallet that I took from the plan. I withdrew from the plan. So what you have there is not all that I have. I withdrew from the plan and put in here. So there's that there. And then of course I can see what I can go to my USD wallet. I can send to somebody else. If you're on Bitnob and I want to send money to you, I can send to your wallet. I just need to know your username. Can transfer around each other, and you have those kind of things going on there as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, what this is an opportunity for you to be able to, hear the news and then be able to do something about it. If all you have is $1 a day, you can start building. If all you have is $10 a week, you can start building. If what you have is $100 a month, $50 a month, $20 a month, you can start building. You don't feel oppressed by Bitcoin is going up, it is coming down. You don't feel oppressed by it. You know that you are involved as well. You are playing part of it as well. You are not doing, trading takes a lot of toll on you. Okay, so you are trading, your mind is always there. You're always looking at the market, what's going on. If you look at my system, I have trading portals opened. Okay, because I opened them, I have a few things I've kept there, that I'm looking at. What's the link for Bitnob? If you want to get plugged in with Bitnob, very simple what you need to do. So I'll begin to take the questions on the question and A segment. What you want to do is just go to App Store, or go to Play Store, uh, look for Bitnob Technologies, for Bitnob, download the app and sign up. And then once you sign up, use the code that I shared with you. This is what the page will look like when you sign up. So you see the page, to start, to proceed, to put your name and start. The UX is very nice, if I say so. I think the people working behind the scenes, making it look good, are doing a fantastic job. The flow is very sweet as well. The design of the architecture behind is sweet. The beautiful thing with this is not just an app. This is something that is an infrastructure that allows a cooperative to say, what, I want to do this for my cooperators. A platform can be created for them. It allows a bank to say, what, our people want to save their money and they want to save part of their money in Naira and save part in Bitcoin. We want to be able to create that portal for them. Bitnob can actually build that for banks, can build it for financial institutions, can build it for cooperatives, can build it for companies who want to have employee earning schemes, can do those kind of things in those places as well. Those opportunities also exist. Okay, but off the bat, the link, so just go to App Store or Android. If you're on Android, go to Play Store, look for Bitnob there, download, and you will need a referral code. Somebody invited you here. If they have a referral code, you can ask for theirs. If they don't, you can use mine. Okay, I'm referring for now. I'm still in active referring service, but after this, people can begin to refer. People grow points. Those points will be useful in the future. Trust me, those points will be valuable in the future when we're working on some things. This is not my everyday day-to-day job. I'm a strong advisor for the business. I'm a co-founder, startups with it as well. Some of the key players and key leaders in the business are here as well. So if you ask me a question that is too much for me and stumps me, I'll just call them to say, what, come and join me in answering this question so that I can get to see some of those faces as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we're over 100 in the room already. More people have been joining us, so not everybody here has heard everything we have said from the beginning. So we'll go into question and answer time. I hope. Let me close this first before I go to question and answer. I hope this is clear and it is exciting for you. If it's clear and exciting for you, just type in that chat box there and say exciting. So just type it there and say exciting. So I can know that it's clear to you, it's exciting for you, and just share your comments there. And then we'll take a few questions and answer. Okay, good. So that's how that works. The truth is the world is going this direction. The world is going in this way. 10 years from now, a lot of things will be digital. Currency will be digital. People are going to do stuff in financial realm that they've done in social media. It's going to be, it's going to be mind blowing. You don't want to get that to distract you. You want to ensure that you have something that you are a portfolio that you are building by the side. It's like, many of us can't buy, you can't be using your monthly salary to buy houses. It's not big enough. Houses are fantastic. Houses can do 50%, 100% value change in 10 years. They can multiply by 3, the value. If you bought land in GRA 20 years ago, the price now is about 10x, about 20x, about 30x. Land can do those things as well. Okay, but you don't have enough money to keep on buying land in pieces. The beautiful thing with cryptocurrency is you can buy it in pieces. You can buy Bitcoin, you can buy Ethereum, you can buy, Celsius, you can buy, different tokens. You can buy them gradually and keep on accumulating. And Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is like 50%. What am I saying? Over 60% of the markets is in Bitcoin. Over 50% of the markets is the Bitcoin. So it's big. So you can begin to gradually $1, $2, $3. They say not being there is not being able to answer and say I'm there. Okay, so I can see a lot of excitement. I can see a lot of people are there. I can see people are just joining. Don't worry. For those who are within some of the communities already, the video will be shared so they can go through it again and get to hear. Is it possible to change bank accounts? So the questions, please throw your questions into the question and answer stream. Let's have your questions there. I'll begin to take those questions from there very quickly as I post this particular video.